Good evening and welcome. What better place to gather with your family this hour than the network service of the NTA? You know why? It's time for Newsline, your Sunday tonic and passport to the heart of the nation. I am Claire Adilabu Abdurrazak. Thank you for joining us once again. Hmm. If stories were dishes, tonight's menu would certainly raise eyebrows, I tell you. We may not be serving bags of jollof rice, but there's definitely something sizzling on the plate for everyone. For instance, visiting a town here in Nigeria only to find that your favorite swallow, pounded yam, is not just off the menu, but treated like a contraband. Then, of course, there's the child who outwitted the grave, or rather, should I say, a grave that simply could not hold him captive. Plus, the little hero whose fearless fight with retina cancer could humble even giants. Will bring you stories of resilience, tales that celebrate our cultural heritage, and even a touch of royalty with milestone birthdays. And since today, Sunday, the 14th of September, also happens to be OPEC's birthday, yes, you heard me, OPEC, reminding us how oil still seasons the world's table. I, as your pilot and cabin crew, promise you a well-spiced newsline tonight. So fasten your seatbelts as we prepare for takeoff in just a moment. Welcome to the news. And the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, NARD, has suspended its two-day warning industrial action with immediate effect, as announced by its president, Dr. Tokbe Osundara, on Sunday. The decision follows a partial fulfillment of the association's demands by the federal government, with assurance to address the remaining concerns. Osundara says the industrial action is suspended as a gesture of goodwill to support Nigerians seeking healthcare services. He further states that some of their demands have been met and government is committed to resolving other issues. NARD, however, promises to monitor government's progress on outstanding demands, including unpaid arrears and downgrading of membership certificates issued by the West African Colleges of Physicians and Surgeons by the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria. In a move to accelerate Nigeria's transition to clean energy, 100 students of the University of Maiduguri are set to undergo comprehensive renewable energy training under the federal government's Energizing Education Program, EEP. Now, the initiative, driven by the Education Agency, REA, is designed to equip young Nigerians with the knowledge and skills needed to harness renewable energy and contribute to the nation's sustainable future. Here is Paul Nkujivana with this report.
Scaling up opportunity on the renewable energy sector, because we have a lot of unemployed youth. If they are trained and they are engaged, it will help us a lot.
The REA Managing Director explained that the training program focuses on creating employment opportunities while reflecting the federal government's commitment to youth empowerment and sustainable development. Thereafter, the program was officially flagged off as part of the Energizing Education EEP2, an initiative not only empowering the University of Maiduguri and the University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital, but also exposing students to the renewable energy sector.
This program will enlighten and bring more change to our community.
If we graduate, there is no need for us to go and seek for an employment. We'll utilize this program.
The REA Managing Director, Abba Abubakar Aliyu, and the head of the Nigeria Electrification Program, Olufemi Akinyelure, stressed that the training marks a critical step in driving innovation, creating jobs, and advancing Nigeria's clean energy.
We have already deployed infrastructure across the country, and these infrastructures are one of their kind in the country.
Representatives of the beneficiary academic and health institutions commended the federal government for the initiative, describing it as a step in the right direction. This program provides a unique opportunity for students to gain valuable expertise in renewable energy, contribute to Nigeria's sustainable development, and play a key role in steering the nation towards a cleaner energy future. In Maiduguri, Paul Nkujevana, NTA News.
First Lady Senator Luremi Tinubu continues to find expression in the lives of women and children in Jigawa State. This time, 400 women and 110 pupils in Kafin House local government benefited from a package aimed at keeping children in school and empowering women to sustain their families. Mohammed Musa Askira reports.
Support initiative championed by the wife of the Jigawa State Governor Haji Hadiza Oman Namadi and that support organization brought joy to the women and children alike, while the school children received bags, uniforms, sandals, exercise books and other to return them to the classroom. The women were supported with cash to boost their small-scale businesses. The gesture, organizers say, is a reminder of the compassion of Senator Oluremi Tinubu for Nigerian women and children, and a call on the beneficiaries to make judicious use of the support for the good of their families. It would be recalled that only last week, 500 women across Jigawa State received 50,000 naira each, courtesy of the renewed hope initiative of the First Lady to uplift women economically and improve the lives of children across Nigeria.
No child is denied the opportunity to go to school. This is the renewed hope we are bringing to Jigawa. To our beneficiaries today, I urge you to make the best use of the support you are receiving. Let it be the seed grows into prosperity for you and your families.
The message is clear. They are not forgotten. Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
And the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, says there will be no hiding place for non-state actors undermining the peace and stability of Nigeria. This was in a message delivered to graduates of a special school of the Nigeria Forest Security Service held at the Police Mobile Force Training College, Ilaorogun, in Osun State. Femi Farugu was there.
The proliferation of small weapons further exacerbates insecurity in ungoverned spaces, fueling violence and perpetuating cycles of conflict. In view of this, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu proposed the establishment of a National Forest Guard to complement the security architecture of the country. The National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribado, believes the special squad comprising vigilantes, civilian joint task force, and hunters have what it takes to stem the tide of banditry, kidnapping, and insurgency in the forest. He says President Tinubu is committed to protect every part of the country.
Today's graduation is a further statement of intent showing that the government will deny criminals the cover they seek in our forests. I therefore urge those who choose violence and criminality to reconsider
that with the level of what we have achieved, we are going to have a saga in this issue of terrorism, kidnapping, cattle rustling, and even rescue of kidnapped victims.
We all draw them from their various places where they belong. So we are all training them and returning them back to those areas that they are already familiar with.
We have been fighting insurgency without enough support. We appreciate this training from President Tinubu's government. God bless him.
The special squad of 616 personnel drawn from the northeast, northwest, and north central have been trained for 12 weeks. From the Police Mobile Force Training College, Ilarogo, Femi Afariogo, NTA News.
An Indian businessman and 3 Nigerian accomplices have been arrested by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, in connection with the seizure of more than 2 million pills of tramadol intercepted at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Ikeja, Lagos. This arrest is part of the agency's ongoing efforts to combat illicit substance trafficking across the country. Salwa Khalid Ibrahim tells us more.
The tramadol shipment is estimated at more than 3 billion naira in street value, imported from Delhi, India, and disguised as multivitamins in 114 cartons. Clearing agents, 2 drivers, and Indian businessman were arrested in connection with the shipment. In Abuja, A 29-year-old dispatch rider was arrested with 50.7 grams of cocaine and 66 grams of loud. In Anambra State, a couple was arrested with 13.9 kilograms and 5.3 grams of skunk. In Ogun State, 3 trans-border drug traffickers were nabbed with 394 grams of skunk, and 3 motorcycles used to convey the illicit consignment were recovered. In Abuja, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
All right, now for sports lovers, the Premier League table is been reshuffled a bit. Liverpool is now topping the league table, followed by Arsenal. I don't have all the details. Badi Adele, screen. Badi, what's happening? What's happening to your team?
Quite interesting. There were wins this weekend, for Liverpool and Arsenal, but not for Chelsea and Manchester United. We'll talk about that when we get to football. And of course, let's begin from the grassroots. As the final of the Unity Cup in Katsina lived up to its billings took place earlier this weekend as Musa Academy walloped Dangiwa Boys 4-0 to emerge champions in an all-entertaining final. The tournament put together by the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Ahmed Musa Dangiwa, is empowering the youth through grassroots football development.
Sure, from this place we are going to select one of the best that we can even take to the national team that some of the examiners are here to choose from. So the players are performing very well, and I assure you that I will get one of the best students, best players that you can take forward.
Straight to the Nigeria Premier Football League as reigning champions Remo Stars were handed a 2-0 defeat earlier today by Plateau United in one of the matchday 4 encounters of the Nigeria Premier Football League. Eyimba of Aba are now top of the league after the People's Elephants ran out 2-0 winners against Bayelsa United. At the Samson Siasia Stadium in Yenagoa, Khalifat secured their first victory of the season with an emphatic 3-1 win over Okanemi Warriors. At the Sani Abacha Stadium, Canopilas got all 3 points against Enugu Rangers, while Rivers United defeated Shooting Stars by a lone goal. And away from Nigeria to the English Premier League, where Liverpool maintained their perfect start to the season after recording a late 1-0 win over Burnley at Turf Moor. Mohamed Salah scored a late penalty to ensure that the Reds secured maximum 3 points to keep them top of the league. And of course, 12 points in 4 games is their return. And the match before weekend wrapped up with Manchester City thrashing Manchester United 3-0 in a one-sided derby. Phil Foden opened scoring for City, only for Erling Haaland to wrap things up with 2 further goals. And to a bit of athletics now, we move straight to Tokyo, where 2 world champions have emerged in the 100 meters events at the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, Japan. In the men's category, Oblique Seville of Jamaica cruised home in 9.77 seconds to become the new world 100 meters champion. In the women's category, America's Melissa Jefferson Wooden emerged 100 meters world champion after clocking 10.61 seconds as she remains unbeaten in 2025. Evidently, Nigeria's Tobi Amuson will be in the semi-finals in the 100 meters hurdles. Later, that will be Sunday morning, early in the morning. That does it on Sports Tonight. It's back to you, Claire.
Thank you, and I like that you brought in athletics. I hope that our champions, will do us proud this time around. Thank you, Badi. Now, the remains of Dr. Doyin Abiola, an icon in Nigerian journalism and former managing director and editor-in-chief of the defunct Concord Press of Nigeria and widow of late MKO Abiola, have been laid to rest. Family and well-wishers as an embodiment of integrity and excellence, particularly in public good and democratic governance. Ime Udori compiled the report for the news.
William Adeba, raised in an environment that emphasized hard work, respect, and resilience, values she embraced from her early age. Her study, courage, and immovable border personality exhibited behind the protagonists of June 12, have continued to be celebrated by many. This is why dignitaries from across many faiths have come to pay tribute to her memory. In his sermon, the Bishop of Lagos Mainland Anglican Communion, Right Reverend Akinpelu Johnson, said, late Doyin Abiola's legacy will stand the test of time. Some family and close associates spoke well of her strong personality in democratic governance and journalism in Nigeria.
She was a great achiever and a woman who has touched many lives in many positive ways.
And I found her to be a very wonderful person, very amiable, and we pray that the Lord will comfort the entire family.
Her remains were later interred at a private ceremony.
You're watching the news segment on Newsline. Let's quickly check the weather forecast for Monday.
Welcome. Moderate rainfall is expected across most cities in the southern half of the country by Monday. Meanwhile, the central states can look forward to thunderstorms accompanied by light to moderate rainfall, while the southern parts of Borno, parts of Gombe, Bauchi, Adamawa, Taraba, some parts of Kebbi and Kaduna states are likely to experience thunderstorms with heavier downpour expected around the northeastern region. These weather activities are projected to peak in intensity during the afternoon and evening hours, so it's best to plan your movements accordingly. Stay safe and keep your umbrellas closed. Thank you for watching.
And that ends the news segment on Newsline. All right, fasten your seatbelts. The news waves is about to take off.
By the special grace of God, I will be turning 65 years old on the 21st September 2025. And this happens to be a Sunday. This is why I decided to dedicate the day to God for all His blessings in my life and having a quiet birthday. I wish to appeal to those who would like to send a birthday card, cakes, flowers, greetings in the newspapers, or gifts. Should please send the funds to the designated account for a special project close to my heart, among many others. The completion of the National Library. This will be the best birthday present I could receive. My love for education has informed my decision to dedicate my birthday to this worthy cause. This fund is coordinated by the Federal Ministry of Education under Oluremi at 65 Education Fund, Zenith Bank PLC. Account number is 131-031-4977. Thank you for joining me in this building project. God bless you.
In the beating heart of Owerri, business never sleeps. From sunrise to sundown, the wheels keep turning. And behind the scenes, vision meets action. Governor Hope Uzodimma's leadership has turned manifestos into reality, transformations that feels like a miracle. But progress needs peace, and in Imo, it's not left to chance. From land to sky to river deep, guardians are watching, protecting dreams and opportunity. At Orashi's quiet shore, hydropower is rising, set to energize a growing economy. The change is visible. New roads emerge, industry hums, communities come alive. At the center, a digital revolution. 500,000 young minds trained each year to build the future. As Orashi rises, so does Imo and the hopes of a hard-working people. A new Imo is on the rise.
The Federal Ministry of Transportation, in collaboration with Abuja Chambers of Commerce and Industry and Desadel Nigeria Limited as major partner, invites all stakeholders to the second International Railway Conference and Exhibition. Theme: Opportunities and Challenges in Railway Development in Africa. A call for investment. Dates: 15th to 16th September 2025. Venue: Ladi Kwali Hall, Abuja Continental Hotel, Abuja. Time: 8 a.m. daily. Host: Senator Saheed Ahmed Alkali, Honorable Minister of Transportation. Keynote speaker: Mr. Roland Ocholia Aguba, Managing Director, Bethlehem Rail. For more details, please visit www.internationalrailwaysconference.ng or call 0703-912-1732. This program is proudly sponsored by the following: Second International Railway Conference and Exhibition, a transformative event that will shape the future of rail transport in Africa. Musa Ibrahim, Director, overseeing the Office of the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Transportation, announcer.
Nivea Black and White Deodorant, now with 72-hour protection. But what does that mean? 3 cities in 3 days and no fear of sweat and odor. 120 dances with skin as smooth as the moon. Sweat, stain and odor protection. Nivea Black and White Deodorant. Skin is for embracing life. Nivea is for skin.
In today's fast, staying ahead demands peak performance from our bodies.
Like never before, our bodies need an optimum supply of essential nutrients, and Supermalt supports our daily nutritional needs.
Supermalt has 20 essential vitamins, minerals, and natural extracts for overall health and wellness. One Supermalt a day gives you energy and vitality, improves your mental performance, and supports your immunity.
The game is changing, consumers are winning, businesses are serving, every consumer needs. Listen to the voice of the consumer, say fair with your service, so the good be consumer is ever promise the world and deliver a village. Deliver what you promised. Refund when you can't deliver.
Yes, every business must play fair and deliver what they promise. Never promise the world and deliver a village. FCCPC, promoting choice, ensuring fairness.
All right, welcome everyone. This is Newsline, and we begin. Not long ago, Newsline brought to you the heartbreaking story of 4-year-old Mubarak Yakini from Abeokuta, a lively young child whose bright world was dimming fast due to retinal cancer. Now, his parents, overwhelmed by medical bills, made a desperate plea for help on our program here. And in a remarkable show of compassion, a good-spirited Nigerian answered that call and fully sponsored Mubarak's life-saving surgery. Now, in a story of hope, healing, and gratitude, one day we visited Abeokuta to bring us an uplifting update on Mubarak's new lease of life, a proof that kindness can rewrite not just a child, anyone's destiny.
Just a few months ago, in February 2025 to be precise, Mrs. Bukala Yekini walked into the Ogbe premises of NTA Abeokuta, touching the end of her 4-year-old son, Mubarak. Their faces told a story of fear and desperation. Mubarak was battling a life-threatening retinal cancer, and the family needed over 5 million naira for. When their story aired on Newsline, something remarkable happened. A compassionate Nigerian came forward to lift the family out of their darkest moments. All fees for surgery, chemotherapy, and other medical expenses were paid in full. The saving operation was successfully performed at the Olabisi Onabanjo University Teaching Hospital, Shagamu.
The last time we came for the interview for Yekini Adiola Mubarak, I received a call from Canada and said that we saw you on television. I was just like, which television is that? I forgot that I came to NTA. So they showed the thing on the Newsline. So the following day, I received a call from Abuja, and the woman spoke with me that there are some people who want to do help on it, and we gave them the bill, and they have fulfilled the bill. They have paid the hospital. They have paid
for the surgery.
8 months later, Newsline crew visited the Yekinis at their modest home in Abeokuta. What we found was nothing short of heartwarming. Mubarak, once frail and fighting for life, is now free from the life-threatening cancer. For the first time, his parents revealed the identity of the benefactor.
I want to appreciate our Vice President who helped me and my son, Abdul Mubarak. Very grateful. God will continue to take care of every of his endeavor.
From receipt for the hospital, they let me know that it's Vice President Shetima that is paid for all the treatment for the Shagam, for Osut Olabisi Onabanjo, for Mubarak, as he helped Mubarak for because of that eyes that is come out that time. And then now Mubarak don't be okay. And then if you see the camera, you will see the Mubarak eyes say he'll be okay now. I really appreciate our Vice President. Thank you very much.
With the siege of cancer over and hope restored, little Mubarak is preparing to return to school, a future that once seemed out of reach. His parents say words can hardly capture their gratitude for the life-changing support. The Yekini family's story is a reminder that kindness can change the course of a life and that even in the midst of despair, help can come when least expected.
Wow, I'm glad I'm also part of this story. You know, that's the kind of surgery that does not just heal the eye, it also restores confidence and faith, not just in our leadership, but also humanity. And to Vice President Shatima, we say thank you for stepping in when and where it truly mattered. Now, some time ago, Newsline also reported the heartbreaking story of a day-old baby that was found buried alive in Kamba, the local government area of Kebbi State. Now, by sheer providence, that infant survived after being rescued by a family. That's Mohammed Kabiri, who discovered the child on his own land. Now, in a new development, the Kebbi State Police Command has apprehended the baby's mother after thorough investigation. She's now in custody as the case unfolds, but raising fresh conversations around survival justice and circumstances that led to the tragedy. Abdul Jalid Mohammed Bawa has an update for us.
It was a cry that pierced powerfully and drew the attention of a farmer in Kamba, Kebbi State. I'm sure it's still fresh in the minds of those that heard it, either live or via the media, wrapped in a shallow grief. The disturbed earth, and beneath, he discovered life fighting for survival. Thanks to his quick response, the baby was rushed for urgent medical care and miraculously survived. The Kebbi State Police Command immediately began investigations, and before long, 20-year-old Mariam Atiku of Nasarawa area in Kamba, the local government area, was arrested.
We succeeded in arresting the suspect named Mariam Atiku of Kamba, from Nasarawa area Kamba. And our call to the members of the public is to desist from such ugly acts, as the command has zero tolerance against child abuse, exploitation, or any form of gender-based violence.
In the midst of this heart-wrenching episode, hope emerged. The farmer who found the child, Alhaji Muhammad Kabiru, and his wife have adopted the baby on their own.
She's taking milk and I'm breastfeeding her. So after each hour, I see her crying. It's food she needs.
The State Governor, Hajiana Serena Sur Idris, also extend hands of support, providing financial assistance for the child's upkeep. Today, the once abundant baby is thriving, growing healthier each day, with no complications reported. From a shallow grave to a home filled with love, her story has become a symbol of resilience, compassion, and the responsibility we all share, most vulnerable among us. For now, all eyes remain on the court, waiting for justice to take course.
And the grave could not hold her captive. Now imagine living in a community where the glow of daylight and the warmth of a loved one's face are only memories. Now this is a reality in a small settlement in Bauchi State. Here, most adults are blind, navigating life in total darkness. Mariamu Balla journeys into the heart of the community to reveal the struggles, resilience, and hopes of these people, and also investigate the mystery behind their mass blindness.
Is Ongwon Makafi, literally translated as the community of the blind. Here, most of the residents are visually impaired adults, sustaining themselves through small-scale trading and hawking in a crowded slum-like environment. But why the name Ongwon Makafi? What is the history?
Ongwon Makafi is part of the Dawaki ward in Bauchi local government area. So during Adamu Jumbo administration, in the 60s, all blind people were moved out from their real settlement and settled there.
They may have inherited this disease. So, but this one usually you can have to find out they get those like inheritable cataract or inheritable retinal dystrophies. This condition can be inherited from parents to children, like those congenital cataract. So you found out that if you examine those patients, actually you found out that they have cataract and which can be treated.
Years, the area grew, yet essential social amenities and government intervention remain scarce.
Government to continue to help the visual handicap, either deaf or blind or crippled, to give them education free.
Help our children with what to do so that they do not beg like we are doing. Some have certificates, but nothing to do.
Because they are not considering because the area is a poor area.
We are children of the blind. Let our children's school be repaired. Some children do not go to school.
Walking through the settlements, I noticed mostly adults. There were no visually impaired children. It raised a question: is the blindness here inherent or acquired later in life?
Another disease that can be inherited may be familial from glaucoma. Though some people may have glaucoma from their parents, their children. When they give birth to them, they may be seen. But age, the condition wasn't, particularly if they don't seek medical intervention.
For the younger generation living in these settlements, the needs go far beyond sympathy. What they truly require are opportunities, access to education, skill acquisitions, and empowerment programs that can break the cycle of poverty and vulnerability. Though the name of the area Ongwon Makafi has come to stay, the name or the situation can be changed only if individuals, non-governmental organizations, and well-meaning Nigerians could come to the aid of this community to see that a hope is brought to the community and the children given a future.
Wow. Wow, I think that really needs thorough research and investigation. Now, let me take you to Ibu in Anambra State, where residents are still reeling from the shocking discovery of a young man chained by his own father for 4 years. Now, the 25-year-old victim was subjected to inhumane treatment under the guise of curbing his drug addiction and unruly behavior. Now, beyond the act itself, the case raises troubling questions about desperation, stigma, and the thin line between discipline and abuse. Now, while the father insists it was an act of tough love to save his son, the community and rights advocates say it as a violation of human dignity. Chinyere Fesiokoye has the story.
This is the ancient town of Ibuku in Agwata local government area of Anambra State, where the recent online trending video and story of a 25-year-old man who was allegedly chained by the father for about 4 years emanated from. Why was Chibo subjected to this kind of art? many described as inhuman treatment.
Since I gave birth to him, I have been suffering. Hard drugs. He has bad gang. He takes Mkpurumi. He wanted to be a driver, so I bought a car for him. But after a short time, he removed everything in the car, including the air conditioner, and sold it. I bought a brand new motorcycle for him. He sold it and bought a Jaguar. Then he sold the Jaguar. He pushed me down, tried to kill me with a knife, so I sent him to stay with his sister. We chained him to see if he could calm down.
This is the place where I keep him. That band gang come here and bring the hard drugs, Mkpurumiri. Then I carry it, go keep for my house. I'm giving food. We share him because of one kill my father and me with my children.
In a bid to get all angles and sides to the story, the Newsline crew was at the Palace of the Custodian of Culture of the town, down to the Secretariat of Ibuku Development Union.
The youth felt challenged to find out what is the welfare position of their member. That was what led our man to lead his men, his boys, to go and find out. Unfortunately, they saw the straining of the young man's freedom. The first effort they did as a community was to take him to the hospital. At the end of the day, the doctor confirmed that yes, nothing has gone wrong with him physically, but that he needs special rehabilitation measures. So I advised my team to go down to Neu and keep him there after putting him in a very good order. And the last person that went to see him, the report he gave to us is excellent, that he's in good order.
The Anambra State Commissioner of Police, Ikio Yorotugu, who commended the action of the youths, who applied the security mantra of when you see something, say something, and government will do something, stated that no matter what, the victim's father has obligation or right to put the son in chains for 4 years or more.
The investigation is still ongoing. We are going to look at it psychologically, economically, culturally. We are happy that our efforts at engaging community is giving fruits.
NTA will keep you up to speed on further developments.
Absolutely, Chinyere, thank you. You know, sometimes when we try to cage a problem, we forget that the real, chains are inside the mind. I think that's just what happened. All right. This story says, audacity of vision is when you do something that has never been done before, but even more so, doing it in an extraordinary way. Now, on the 12th of September 2025, a Nigerian chef, Hilda Bassey, attempted to set a Guinness World Record for cooking the largest pot of jollof rice ever. How did it go? Adejoke Odeka was there.
Being a world record holder means one has attained global recognition, inspires greatness with unleashed pride, and Hilda Bassi is one of the few. The determination shown by participants to gain entry into the cooking venue was striking, almost as if they were vying for a coveted job opportunity or sitting for a critical examination. The ambience was a blend of excited fans who were eager to watch the cooking process, catch fun, and just wanted to cheer their idol.
The first one that she did, I was there. So this one, I said I must be there. Yeah, I was very curious to see how she was going to pull this whole thing off.
I came all the way from the north to be here, to participate, to be among those witnessing this history. She's my role model, and I wish to do something like this too someday in the north.
Jollof rice continues to capture hearts, and amid the lingering buzz of World Jollof Rice festivities, Hilda Bassi, with her extraordinary pursuit, mirrors the resilient Nigerian spirit.
She's pushing her boundaries, encouraging young girls to push themselves beyond what they think their limits are.
Although the mixing of the condiments began in the afternoon, 200 bags of 20 kg rice was added hours later, setting the stage for the spectacular jollof rice to take shape.
Despite your limitations, that you can actually do the impossible if you only believe.
Thoughtful planning ensured a vibrant experience with food stands offering tasty treats, robust health and safety protocols, and other entertaining activities. And if you think the cheering was wasted effort, it was. Many went home with cash prizes and gifts. For Hilda Bassi, this achievement would cement Nigeria's culinary stature in Africa and inspire individuals worldwide, showcasing passion and cultural pride.
I feel so much gratitude. I'm so grateful to God because without him we would not have been able to do this.
Despite the fact that the 6 by 6 feet cooking pot caved in slightly, Bassi did not let it quench her fire. And like Hilda Bassi, every other person is waiting for the result, which goes to show that it is possible to take on audacious challenges and overcome.
You know, someone said, that's not just a meal, that's foreign policy. Imagine the kind of diplomacy we'll get with that kind of 200 bags of rice. Wow. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
My morning now when they bring me, I know they shake, no matter the condition. I fit no carry first, but I know they carry last. Oba no they go transfer. Today now my day, and I go day okay. Cause hope full my chest, like bulletproof vest. Today now my day, and I go day okay. Until he reach my turn, the fire go the burn. Naija go sweet oh. The fire go the burn no.
This message is from Hope Alive Initiative, a group that is committed to the well-being of the citizenry through advocacy for good governance and progressive ideals. Hope Alive Initiative, for the greater good of all.
The MTN Mega Billion promo is here. Dial star 900 hash and recharge 100 naira or more before 5 p.m. and you could be a millionaire. At 7 p.m., all cash prizes will be paid directly into your Momo account. Dial star 900 hash. Start recharging now and stand a chance to win big in the MTN Mega Billion promo.
Mom's Pride seasoning cubes, now available in Kayamia flavor. A perfect blend of ingredients like garlic, ginger, onion, cloves, and many more. Mom's Pride Kayamia, Mom's Pride the Dawa, and Mom's Pride beef flavor. Mom's Pride. Share the pride.
To eat better, more nutritious meals, more veggies. But we want it tasty and easy too. No cubes. That's the secret. Ingredients like chicken, parsley, and garlic. And enriched with iron, so your meals are better for you and more delicious too. That's the cocoa. Let's give it some accolades. Change your world by changing what's on your plate.
When malaria knocks you down, you can be sure parasites are having a party in your system.
Welcome to our new kingdom, guys!
Comel, an effective weapon against malaria.
Comel!
Attacking the parasite army directly to give you express relief and get you back on your feet effectively. Comel on. Malaria gone.
Nivea Black and White Deodorant, now with 72-hour protection. But what does that mean? 3 cities in 3 days. No fear of sweat and odor. 120 dances with skin as smooth as the moon. Sweat, stain and odor protection. Nivea Black and White Deodorant. Skin is for embracing life. Nivea is for skin.
TerraQ or Rapjoy. Unleash taste.
Great things are happening on the Bet Niger mobile app. Enjoy betting services on a different level in the new season. Access a wide variety of betting options. Bet on your favorite sports with great odds. Win big with Bet Builder. Get great bonuses and promos. Withdraw your winnings with zero. Download the Bet Niger app from the Apple App Store and Google Play Store today.
All right, welcome back. Now, at the start of this program that it's not just food. We are having sizzling story dishes on your plate tonight. Now, beyond food and music, the annual Port Harcourt, you call it Bole or Boli, first of all, has evolved into a cultural marketplace where commerce meets creativity. Now, the event started as a small food exhibition. It has now become a one-stop shop for expression, entrepreneurship, and people from all walks of life, from far and wide. This year, guess what? Guinness stumped the show with creativity and style, creating a platform for over 100 vendors and clients to showcase their products. And who was there? Ijoma for Newsline.
It was a convergence of taste, rhythm, and culture, from the food to music, that attracted over 15,000 persons. Eating Port Harcourt's signature street food, known as bole and fish, with lots of activities that created opportunities to showcase the city's rich cultural heritage. This made the event a must-attend for foodies and culture enthusiasts.
The biggest festival in Port Harcourt. I've been hearing about it, but this is my first time of attending.
Next year we'll be here to support them. Let them go on doing it to keep patronizing Guinness. That's the man.
The evening was a bumper package with ample display of talented upcoming artists. At this 2025 edition of Bole Festival, Guinness treated those that attended to different brands of Guinness, such as Guinness Smooth and Guinness Stout, of course with a caution for customers to drink responsibly.
One of the things Guinness has done is, of course, when people hear Guinness, they think it's just the drink, but Guinness has deliberately created very exciting experiences around the festival village. We have partnered with some chefs to create Guinness infused bole in order to showcase many more ways to enjoy Guinness.
Kids were not left out, as Indomie created a booth where interesting games entertained them. At the heart of the festival is Bole Village, where roasted plantain was served with spicy fish, yam, or potatoes. Whether you're a foodie or an explorer, the Bole Festival offers a plate for everyone.
Wow, wow, you know what I'm doing? Anyway, for those who don't know what bole is, it's roasted plantain with, of course, barbecued fish steeped in red pepper sauce. Very delicious. All right. Now, celebrating 91 birthday in good health and wealth is a blessing yearned for by many people, but bestowed on a few. Now, the Asama of Benin Kingdom, Chief Gabriel Osaworo Igbenedion, a philanthropist, is the latest recipient of this divine blessing. Now, little wonder, nations joined the patriarch of the house of Igbenedion to thank God as he continues his beautiful journey to becoming a centenarian. Obehi Otopo Prasai brings out sights and sounds of the celebration that climaxed with the Thanksgiving service in Benin.
From the first day of September, the palatial residence of the Esama of Benin becomes a pilgrim of a sort for well-wishers from all walks of life. Chief Igbenedion proves even on his birthday the testimonies of the millions of lives he has touched that he is indeed a gift to humanity as the lavish entertainment flows for all and sundry. The Esama's birthday is also a unifier for Christians and non-Christians alike who join the celebrant in an interdenominational service at the break of dawn to offer special prayers for the blessings of life. The 91st birthday anniversary of the Esama, fondly called the Lion of Okada, climaxed with a Thanksgiving service at the St. Gabriel's Catholic Church in Benin City.
The future must be brighter than this. I thank God my please to save me and preserve me. I'm very happy with the audience. Wonderful service.
I cannot but give all the glory to God for a wonderful day. The weather is beautiful. The family and friends and all the dignitaries that are here to the glory of God to celebrate a wonderful man.
Has been a strong pillar, not only for the family but for the society as a whole. So it's a continuous prayer that he continues to live a good life in good health.
My prayer is that he will go on to clock in 100, 110, 120, 130. We really appreciate him.
For he to have stayed up to 91, I give God the glory.
Esama is father to all. So living up to 91 is just the beginning.
We join him and his entire family to say, thank you, God.
His life has been powered by vision and service to humanity.
Chief Gabriel Osawau Igbenedion is nicknamed 001 for pioneering the nation's industrial sector and his vision in founding the first private university in Nigeria. His life's work embodies the spirit of enterprise and philanthropy, donating annually to humanitarian causes all around the world.
Congratulations to the Esama. Now, after years of keeping the numbers in check at the Nigerian Television Authority, one of its most familiar faces is taking a bow. Now, at 60, he is celebrating both his birthday and official retirement, marking the end of an active career, but the start of a new chapter. Who am I talking about? Mr. Patrick Bott, former Director of Finance, who colleagues and friends in Abuja came to honor for his integrity, humility, and service. Ekene Ndulue covered the ceremony.
Meet Mr. Patrick Bott, until recently the Director of Finance at the Nigerian Television Authority, a man often described as the heartbeat behind the numbers. For decades, he steered the authority's finances with unwavering dedication, precision, and integrity. Now, having just retired at 60, the official retirement age in the Nigerian civil service, he marks both personal and professional milestone. And of course, it was a moment of emotions and memories as the NTA family came together to wish him well, but to celebrate a remarkable journey and the man behind it. For the Director General of NTA, the occasion was personal. He described Mr. Bott as a colleague and an integral part of his success story.
If my history should be written, of course, a page will be dedicated to Bott. He has done so much. Sometimes you tend to wonder whether he's in finance, in marketing, admin, PIC, or TVE. Because he belongs to everybody. but he lost no one. Because what he is after is achievement.
One after another, colleagues stepped forward with heartfelt tributes, sharing stories of his humility, commitment, and unifying spirit.
Many in the team have leaned on his wisdom, learned from his knowledge, and have been inspired by his commitment.
Every time you talk to Bot about one person or an issue, even when he cannot handle it, he gives very kind words.
Mr. Potts is a comedian. Hardly do you ever meet him without him cracking a joke. Even if he doesn't joke verbally, sometimes he even dances. So he always leaves a smile. Yes, he does.
When the man of the moment took the microphone, he did not disappoint. With his signature joviality, Mr. Bott lit up the room.
I'm retiring at 60, so I say, children, children, children.
Known not only for his joviality, but also for his wisdom, Mr. Bott shared pieces of advice for his younger colleagues, encouraging them to embrace service, integrity, and teamwork.
Do your job like your life depends on it. Your job is the one thing that will speak for you any day, anytime.
And yes, he didn't walk away empty-handed. He definitely received a special gift to honor his years of service. As the birthday cake was cut, the room filled with smiles, handshakes, from lives behind.
Mr. Bott, this is my own handshake. Thank you. Now let's move on. Late Madam Eunice Antonia Olajuwon Kolodoye has been celebrated with warmth and gratitude. A devout Catholic Foundation member of Mary, Queen of Angels Parish, and founder of the St. Francisca Society. Now her deep Mariam devotion earned her the nickname Omo Maria. She was also the first mother in the Ondo Diocese to have two sons ordained priests. Known for her humility, generosity, and strong faith, Mama Kolodoye's passing became a joyful celebration of her enduring legacy as family, friends, and parishioners gathered to honor a life well lived. Abiola Ariyo takes it from here.
The Sacred Heart Catholic Cathedral, Accra, Ondo State, overflowed with mourners as the faithful, led by 3 bishops, scores of Catholic priests, reverend sisters, and well-wishers gathered to pay their last respects to late Madam Eunice Olajuwon Kolodoye. Born 87 years ago into the Takura family of Ondo Town, Madam Kolodoye's life was deeply shaped by the Catholic Church. She went on to build a distinguished career in nursing, remembered for compassion, resilience, selfless sacrifice, and love for humanity.
A joyful mother who gave glory to God, breathing the last breath on earth, and who commanded his children that their funeral should be marked by thanksgiving and joyful gifts to God. Against all odds, she fought, she struggled to build a family for herself, and you can see what the family has become.
Our moving Thanksgiving service, led by our children, signaled the start of our final journey home.
She was really exceptional in her faith. That everybody will bear testimony to it. Even we ourselves, we find it absolutely difficult to reach that level of our own faith.
And not just about our faith, whatever she believes in, her profession as a nurse, everything.
In a gesture to immortalize their mother's legacy, 2 of our sons announced the establishment of a scholarship fund for indigent nursing students, a heartfelt return of the kindness their mother received decades ago from a Catholic priest who sponsored our own training. Tears mixed with gratitude as the matriarch of the Kolidoye family was laid to rest at the church cemetery, with tributes echoing the virtues she stood for.
My mother really is a typical example and a typical model of what we call a mother.
What I learned from her is to be resilient, She's a very determined woman, very, very focused.
She's like one of the most kindest woman I've ever met.
Later, at a warm reception, family members and guests celebrated Madam Kolidoye's remarkable life. Our children took turns to dance, a symbolic farewell and thanksgiving for our mother who lived fully and gave generously. Late Madam Eunice Oladun Kolidoye passed on August 2nd, 2025. She is survived by 4 sons, as well as grandchildren and other relatives who continue to uphold a legacy of faith.
Wow, fantastic. Now imagine what would happen if you sold or bought pounded yam in a community in Nigeria. And we hear it could bring tragedy to your doorsteps. That's the reality in Omupu and Igbomina town in the Ifelodun local government area of Kwara State. Now, it's not just a question, but a deeply held belief for generations. So while pounded yam, known as Nyo in Yoruba, or Iriji or Sakwara in Hausa, Iriji in Igbo, it's one of Nigeria's most loved delicacies and indeed a source of income for countless food vendors nationwide. The people of Umupu have for generations forbidden its sale, convinced it invites, and wait for it, misfortune and affliction. Aisha Abubakar visited the town to really find out the mystery behind this enduring tradition.
And I just love eating it because I feel nature. I feel the nature of eating pounded yam.
Because it's one of our richest traditional food. So I have a special passion for it.
Pounded yam, soft, fluffy and hot, a delicacy loved by millions of Nigerians. For many, it's a cultural experience, savored any day of the week. Many Nigerians satisfy their cravings for this local delicacy through food vendors. But in Omupo, an Igbomina community in Ifelodun local government area of Kwara State, this beloved dish carries a secret. It is a taboo to sell it. To get more insight into this phenomenon, I visited the palace of the Olomo of Omupo, His Royal Majesty Oba Yakubu Adebayo Buhari. According to the monarch, the ban has existed for about 3 centuries. History recalls that those who tried to break the norm paid dearly for it.
There was an occasion when sellers of pounded yam were struggling to have customers. They started fighting. The fight was so serious that one of them used the best she could do to eat another seller who died immediately. And because of this, the Ololu there cost whoever bothered to sell pounded yam again in Umupo. We still eat pounded yam in Umupo. You can pound it in your house. If you give to somebody, if you during occasion, you can do that, but you cannot sell pounded yam in Umupo.
Ewu iyan ó dọ̀tun, àṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀gún iyan ó dómù ó dọ̀tun bá ń tẹ́, which means second day a new pounded yam, we recycle it and we eat. It's even better than freshly pounded yam. So we cherish it too much. But because there is a standing order that we should not sell pounded yam, we adhere to it.
Whether it's taken as spiritual or otherwise, but it's a rule. The Alomole's descendants generally adhere to that and we follow it without missing with.
Immediately they start going to school, we let them know that, look, whenever you are throughout the world, please don't trade with pounded yam.
For food vendors in Omupo, it is a way of life they have chosen to live with, rather than risk generational misfortune.
If anyone sells pounded yam, the person would encounter backwardness, bad luck, or even death. I met it here as their tradition. I only sell rice, semo, and amala.
Though Omupo is a deeply religious town, its people have kept faith with this tradition, a blend of reverence for heritage and fear of affliction. So, when next you visit Omupo in Kwara State, remember, pounded yam is a home treasure here. You may be served at a family table, but you won't find it for sale with a food vendor.
Tradition has the final say in Omupo. But just one question. Can you buy it to eat if you're in other states? I'm just wondering. Now, Hobaran Shehu is a cradle of history, faith and culture, where the past continues to shape the present. Now, this revered monument stands as a premier tourist destination in Algeria's Savannah region, and it is a center of scholarship and research. It is also the sacred resting place of Sheikh Usmanu Danfodio, the 19th century Islamic reformer, scholar and spiritual leader, whose teachings and movement founded the Sokoto Caliphate and continues to inspire millions across Africa and beyond. Now, visitors here step into a world of tradition, scholarship, and devotion. While pilgrims pay homage, students conduct research, and tourists marvel at its centuries-old architecture and, of course, the preserved relics. And that's why Asma'u Habibu Shagari took us on a guide through this landmark.
In the heart of the ancient city of Sokoto stands Hubaran Shehu, the sacred tomb and madrasa of Sheikh Usman Danfodio, the great Islamic scholar, reformer, and founder of the Sokoto Caliphate. The historical landmark is a living symbol of faith and a fountain of knowledge, drawing followers, scholars, and within and outside Nigeria. For many visitors, a trip to Hubaran Shehu, aside sightseeing, is also a spiritual journey, a chance to walk in the footsteps of the revered scholar and reconnect with the enduring values he preached over 2 centuries ago.
The essence of this visit is to seek for a blessing to our family and our neighbors. For the blessings of the late Sheikh.
Within the sacred grounds lie the resting places of Sheikh Usman Danfodio, his closest disciples, 8 sultans of Sokoto, and eminent scholars, making the Hubari both a spiritual and historical sanctuary.
Wannan gida akalla yanzu na da shekara 222 ko da 4 da kahuwa. Lalle a kitul abu. Shehu dan hudu Allah ya kara mai yarda ya bar garin Sifawa ya taho nan yayi zauna shekara 2 kafin Allah shi ne cikawa.
Sunan wannan ziyara tana da alfanu gare su. Saboda in ka zo nan ka roƙi duk abin da ka so ga Allah, Allah na biya maka bukatarka. Gurgudu kuma abin da ka roƙi Allah ya baka albarkan mujaddidi.
The Waziri Junaid History and Culture Bureau nearby preserves priceless manuscripts, artifacts, and weapons once used during the jihad, adding depth and authenticity to the Hubari's story.
We are able to preserve the legacy of the jihadists, Sheikh Usman Danfodio, the leader of the jihadists, and also his son Muhammad Bello and his brother Malam Abdullah Ngwalu.
When you look at the literary works bequeathed by these jihad scholars, you can critically study them, look at them from so many disciplines, including security.
To the people of Sokoto, Hubaran Shehu is far more than a resting place, but a source of pride, identity, and legacy. A timeless reminder of Sheikh Usman Danfodio remains relevant today.
On most days, the Isle of Onitsha main market bustles with buyers and sellers. Now, that, however, changed on Tuesday, the 9th of September, when gunfire erupted inside the market, resulting in the loss of life and many others injured. The many shops are yet to reopen since then, still traumatized and afraid. Uchenna Owekoyo takes us into the heart of the market to capture the determination of a community trying to heal.
What began a normal trading day at Onitsha Main Market on September 9, 2025 ended in a shock and mourning. Traders had opened their stalls with high hopes of sales and profit. But by midday, panic replaced the usual bustle as gunshots rang out along Bright Street in the heart of the market. At the center of the tragedy was 22-year-old Miss Chinwe, girl from Ikwo local government area of Ebonyi State. Friends and co-workers describe her as hardworking, cheerful, and full of dreams. Those dreams were cut short, victim of the day's violence. Witnesses allege that the shooting occurred during an enforcement exercise by Operation Clean and Healthy Anambra Ocha Brigade. The outfit was reportedly decongesting market roads when a misunderstanding with traders escalated. Amidst the confusion, 5 people were injured and Chinwe Iwe lost her life.
One of the security men cocked gun and shoot. So my neighbor's sales girl was one of the victims.
My brother is among the victims. The bullet hit in 5 places, 4 at the shoulder, 1 near the neck.
At least if you want to pack somebody business, if you park, then the person will come with, the person will register his goods. But this one, they will just go and pack everything, go and put inside the motor.
One of their head, Kaban, we are telling them that they should take everything easy. You understand? They should not release any gun because people were plenty there along the line. Before me, just before me, the man was standing before me. What I heard was a gunshot.
Police Public Relations Officer, Anambra State Police Command, confirms the death and ongoing investigation. Governor Charles Soludo quickly visited and consoled the grieving family. He promised a thorough probe to uncover the immediate and remote causes of the shooting.
We're trying so much, so hard to bring back law and order in this state. But in doing so, we must also respect the sanctity of life.
Traders are still in shock. They accuse the Ocha Brigade of high-handedness and excessive force.
When they go inside the shop, they just start carrying goods.
And they are carrying my market worth of 1.5 million. I don't know where it is. We have been walking around, going many places. They say they don't know.
When contacted, Ikem Anere, the state commander of the Ocha Brigade, said he could not make public comments until investigations are concluded. For traders at Onitsha Main Market, the incident is a painful reminder of the thin line between enforcement and of the urgent need to place human life at the center of public service.
You're watching Newsline. Let's quickly take a break. We'll be right back.
If they say is what happened, busy making other plans. Right from time, I had my whole dream unfolding ahead of me, ticking all the boxes in my academic journey. Future. But one day, life took a different turn. I lost my father, my sponsor. The loss of my father was the loss of my whole dream of work and life together. But the gap felt too wide. Nel Fund came with a beacon of hope.
Imagine what the Nel Fund Student Loan Initiative is doing in the lives of many Nigerian students, giving them a future. Nigeria has never had it so good. This government is putting more smiles on the faces of the people more than ever before. Renewing hopes, rebuilding Nigeria. Powered by Citizen Connect Initiative.
Imagine lovely meals you can cook with these ingredients. You spend heavily, but no guarantee of a tasty meal. Not making a right choice of seasoning cube can ruin your meal, money, and confidence. For a tasty meal, do not compromise. Choose Gold.
Use Terra Gold for the rich, consistent taste your loved ones crave for. Good for soups, stews, and jollof. Terra Gold. 1 cube, endless possibilities.
Great things are happening on the Bet Naija mobile app. Enjoy betting services on a different level in the new season. Access a wide variety of betting options. Bet on your favorite sports with great odds. Win big with Bet Builder. Get great bonuses and promos. Withdraw your winnings with zero stress. Download the Bet Naija app from the Apple App Store and Google Play Store today.
The MTN Mega Billion promo is here. Dial star 900 hash and recharge 100 naira or more before 5 p.m. and you could be a millionaire. At 7 p.m., all cash prizes will be paid directly into your Momo account. Dial star 900 hash. Start recharging now and stand a chance to win big in the MTN Mega Billion promo.
Yanzu yarinyar na hatta manta gida? Rinin dafa.
Mom's now available in Kayamia flavor, a perfect blend of ingredients like garlic, ginger, onion, cloves, and many more. Mom's Pride Kayamia, Mom's Pride Dadawa, and Mom's Pride beef flavor. Mom's Pride. Share the pride.
Confidence is important in life's little moments. Strong teeth can help, even if they get her into trouble sometimes. A great smile is useful to break the ice, and making friends is easier when you know you have fresh breath. I give my family confidence with Pepsodent Triple Protection 123. Its antibacterial action formula gives them cavity protection, white teeth, and fresh breath. The confidence of 3 toothpaste in 1. Pepsodent Triple Protection 123.
We don't like to eat better, more nutritious meals, more veggies, but we want it tasty and easy too. Knorr Cubes, that's the secret. Made with real ingredients like chicken, parsley, and garlic. And enriched with iron, so your meals are better for you and more delicious too. That's the cocoa. Let's give it some accolades. Change your world by changing what's on your plate.
Guys, food is ready.
Suitable for jollof rice, stew, spaghetti, and yam portage. Cooked to impress.
Now, from the heart of Maiduguri in Borno State comes the inspiring story of a man whose journey reflects resilience, ingenuity, and the spirit of local creativity. He is Buba Aminu, the visionary cobbler who transformed a humble trade into a celebrated craft, earning him the Herbert Wigwe Award of Excellence for Outstanding MSME Clinics Participant at the 7th National Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Awards held here in Abuja. He was presented with a car and a cash prize of 2 million naira. Recognition and reward is a testament to his lifelong dedication to shoe making. Tina Toro tells the story of a man who turned leather into legacy.
In Maiduguri, the name Buba Shoes has become synonymous with resilience, skill, and originality. Buba Aminu still shapes leather into timeless footwear and bags while shaping lives through the craft he has mastered for more than 4 decades.
I started as an apprentice in 1971 in one multi-million pounds company owned by the northern Nigeria. The company was established in Kano.
From a modest workshop, he built a brand defined by quality and honesty, reflecting persistence. For him, shoemaking is more than a trade. It's a life journey that began in 1980 with nothing but determination and a dream.
You go to any shop, big shop in Maiduguri here, you can see our product, but you cannot see our name. Only God knows what they are telling the customers. It's only sometimes when a customer comes here, he will see, now here you produce this? I say yes, we produce something like this here.
Challenges of scarce materials, tough competition, and customers' demand never deterred him. Instead, they strengthened his resolve.
Right now, I have an order from Chad Republic to produce a certain design. I'm only gathering the materials to produce for them. But you see, we are having problem like since morning, it's only when about you come here that we go to like here.
His workshop became a training ground, producing shoemaker skill, discipline, and hope for. Buba is more than a craftsman. He is a mentor and an inspiration.
I've learned how to do qualitative work on how to fulfill promise to customers, and I can even train many people over it.
Even I got government job or an office, I will continue using this work to feed myself.
I am happy acquiring shoemaking skills, even though it is often considered a male's trade. So doing what is good for me.
I started here as an apprentice, and now I am employed, earning a living through this craft.
Part of his success is linked to visibility, with NTA Maiduguri once designed his signboard, now standing proudly across the city as a symbol of legacy.
First on top you will see on the signboard is that shoe. That shoe is the beginning of the name Buba Shoes Factory. So I'm proud of NTA.
Today, not just about personal achievements, but a celebration of creativity, resilience, and the power of hard work. For Buba Aminu, shoemaking has never been just about shoes or bag. It has always been about crafting possibilities stitch by stitch.
Tinaturu, thank you. Now, beneath the rocky and rugged landscape of Plateau State, a new generation of young miners is emerging, driven not just by survival, but also a desire to secure a future for themselves, now their communities, as well as the nation's development. Now, across the teen city of Jos and its environs, these youths dig deep into the earth, enduring harsh and sometimes very dangerous conditions to extract valuable mineral deposits. Now, for some of these youths, it's just become a lifeline and an opportunity to break the cycle of poverty. But their resilience, innovation, and determination are transforming what once seemed like abandoned pits into sources of income, job creation, and economic independence by turning their mining ventures into platforms for employment, skills development, and renewed sense of hope. These young Nigerians are writing the narrative of mining on the plateau. Presidia Grumnang brings us this story.
We got some money from here for our daily bread, and to some extent during my education it was part of what funded my education. To God be the glory. I think it's not bad. It has helped us a lot.
Mining is hard and a back-breaking work. Under the scorching sun, in choking dust and constant danger, young men and women dig deep into the earth in search of nature's hidden treasures. With white-collar jobs scarce, mining has become a lifeline, turning rocks and soil into income that feeds families, pays school fees, and keeps households afloat.
As you can see, we're here for hustle. No money to pay school fees, that's why we are here. So we pray that God will send our destiny helper to locate us, and we pray that government will help us too.
We do come here to mine so that we can sustain ourselves and have something to help our family.
Yet, behind the glimmer of gemstones and minerals lies another story, one of health hazards, environmental destruction, and social challenges, accidents, injuries, polluted water and air, and the alarming rise in out-of-school children are stark reminders of the risks of unregulated mining.
If you can check our present situation, the rate of kidnapping and stealing has reduced because of mining. Because what we do here, we keep the youth busy.
What we is that we succeeded in getting a lot of them incorporated. They had to go and get CAC, some of their papers with mines, and some of them today own some various tingships. Mining industry is one of the biggest industries that has given employment to our youth, most especially on the plateau.
It is these concerns that prompted the Plateau State government to temporarily suspend mining activities. After a thorough review and licensing process, have now been cleared to resume operations under stricter oversight. Stakeholders say government's plans to formalize artisanal miners into cooperatives and establish a gemstone skills acquisition center could be a game changer that will equip young miners with modern techniques, safety training, and sustainable practices.
From the federal government, luckily this government is paying a lot of attention on diversifying the country's revenues, and mining is one of those sectors that they are paying particular attention. And that way the state is also gaining from the policies that are trickling down from the federal level.
For youth miners, the hope is simple: to earn a decent living without losing their health, environment, or their future in the process.
You know, they say the best part of any story is the ending. But here on Newsline, we just leave the bookmark in. So sleep well, dream better, and wake up ready tomorrow to write your own headlines. And the conversation continues on all our social media handles: X, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, and of course, TikTok. And here's my 2 kobo for the week. If you must tell a story, let it be one worth rewriting on Newsline. And yes, remember, even the moon shows up every night just to remind us that consistency quietly outshines brilliance. Good night, everyone.